Welcome to our guide to specialty restaurants on MSC Cruises and our review of Butcher's Cut and the Asian market.
Let's jump on board and see what we thought.
Hi everybody, welcome along. This is Cruising with the 4Bs. I'm Tom.
I'm Rachel.
The other two are resting. We think.
They're quiet.
That's good. This is our cruising channel, if you haven't been and seen us before. We are halfway through our review and our vlogs from MSC Seaview. We had lots of fun, didn't we, Anna?
Yeah.
And hopefully that reflects in all the vlogs. If you haven't seen our vlogs already, just head back into the channel. We've got a couple more vlogs to go and also a ship tour and our full review as well. But while we were on board, we did check out some of the specialty restaurants on board, and we do have a full review of that on the way in this video. But first, we just thought we would explain about specialty restaurants on board MSC Cruises. Now, when you go on a cruise, if you're new to cruising or you're new to MSC, when you're on board, the main dining restaurants, the buffet, and on like Virtuosa, you also do have like a burger and hot dog place as well. That is all included in your fare. So you do not need to spend a penny more on food while you're on board. But if you fancy treating yourself, they do have specialty restaurants. Now, some of the older ships don't have specialty restaurants, but over half of the fleet and all the newer ships in the past 10 years do have specialty restaurants. The mainstay is Butcher's Cut. Over half the fleet do have Butcher's Cut, the steak restaurant. We visited Butcher's Cut, so that review is later in this video. They also have sushi restaurants on board. Over 7 of the ships have Kato sushi, and there's also some other variations of sushi restaurants. Over 6 of the fleet do have teppanyaki on board. Seaview did have teppanyaki. Unfortunately, we didn't get to visit, but hopefully we've got a few cruises on the way. So hopefully we get to visit that because they're supposed to be brilliant and great entertainment. You've also got, apologies if I don't say it, Indochine on, you're not helping me here.
Indochine, which is
Vietnamese, and that is on Virtuosa. So hopefully, I
might try that one out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
friends.
and that might be heading on the other MSC ships as well. So that's another one on. All of those are your specialty restaurants, and they are priced between about 50 to 75 euros or a little bit more, 80 euros, 90 euros. And they also do combination, which we will go into shortly. You can do 2 of the packages and you can have a select dining menu from them. So you can combine 2 of the restaurants together, and there's special prices for that. Rachel will go into that shortly. There is one exception to that, which is on 3 of the ships, including Virtuosa, which is Olla, which was the Mexican restaurant. Now that's priced at, it was
$18.99.
$18.99, so it was lower than the other specialty restaurants. That is on 3 of the MSC ships, and if you'd like to see what we thought of that, it is in the corner of the screen up there.
And can I just say on that one, when we did our review on that, the drinks package wasn't included when you had that dining package, so we had to pay for all of our drinks on top.
But that's changed
have
now.
Stopped that now, so your drinks package you can use in Olla. So for that reason, I would definitely go.
So ignore what we say on that. You can use your drinks package in Olla. You can book these restaurants on the app and the website beforehand, and also there's chances to book them once you are on board. And as I say, there are different deals which you can get where you can combine 2 of the restaurants. So that is a mini guide to the specialty restaurants. Next year, when World Europa comes, there's even more restaurants, and I'm sure we'll look at that as we come towards our trip on World Europa, but they are trying new restaurants next year, so exciting times for specialty restaurants. But we're talking about MSC Seaview, so Rachel, tell us about the specialty restaurants on MSC Seaview.
On MSC Seaview. So yeah, as Tom said, you can book beforehand. We didn't book before we went on board. When we were on board, as we have said previously, you are asked if you want to upgrade, and I think one day we thought actually yeah, let's give it a go.
Yeah.
And I think for us with Seaview, it was mainly as well because we couldn't get the later dining, so we wanted to sit down inside and have that ambience of a restaurant. So we went with a package which was 80 euros.
80 euros, that was including the VAT.
80 euros each for Tom and I. And that gave us a choice to go to the Butcher's Cut and the Asian Market. The kids have a special kids menu when they go into any of these restaurants. So the menus were different, but they were obviously just for children. You can pay the extra so that they can have off of the main menu, but actually we did ask to look at their menus when we did our booking, and the food seemed really, really good. So we went with that.
So the other restaurants available are?
So the other restaurants available are the Pan Asian Market, which is obviously, actually that is where we actually went. The Teppanyaki, which we did want to do, didn't we? But actually we didn't get time to do it. Ocean K, which was a lovely seafood restaurant, and that was actually next to Butcher's Cut. Looked very fine dining. I think it would have been quite nice to have done that one.
Yeah, looked really nice.
Without the kids. But obviously we didn't get that opportunity because we didn't like Kids Club. And the bistro, which we didn't see.
No, we didn't see the bistro, but it is advertised. So, but yeah, and it's all situated in a lovely area, isn't it? All the restaurants. There's a little bar in front, which you will see, and off to the side you do have the Asian Market on the left, and then on the right you do have the Butcher's Cut and the Ocean K as well. And you can sit down in that bar before you head into the restaurant. So it's its own area on deck 16, and you can only get it from, I think it's the forward stairs, isn't it? That you can.
Yeah, and the other thing, the bar as well. It just seems a lot more upper class, doesn't it, when you sit in there? I'm a red wine drinker. And they gave you really nice wine glasses, which anywhere else on the ship you didn't get.
So check out that bar. If you don't check out the Speciality, check out the bar.
Yeah, just go to the bar and get a nice drink.
Shall we head back a few weeks on to Seaview and check out our first night, which was the Asian Markets? What did you think as we head in? It was nice entrance, wasn't it?
Yeah, and as you'll see in a minute, we got there just as the sun was setting.
Kids loved that.
Which was just, yeah, it was beautiful. As you can see, looking out on that sea, it's just...
We had the perfect, didn't we, table to look out.
We did, yeah.
And the sun, as you said, the sun was setting. It was absolutely perfect setting. And obviously you can get your sticks as well.
Your chopsticks.
Chopsticks. I was trying to think of what they were called. It's chopsticks, isn't it? Yeah.
And they also have the Japanese style tables. I don't actually know what they're called, but it's, as you can see, they're lower to the ground, and then you can pop your feet in. Yeah,
they look really cool. The setting was absolutely lovely. It reminds you of going out to a special restaurant on land, didn't it? Anyway, on to the menu. So do you want to explain that because we did the 2 restaurants for a certain price, we only got this dining experience?
Yeah, so you get the dining experience, which is 39 euros. You get a choice of 1 appetiser, 1 entree and 1 dessert. There's a lot of choice there, as you can see. And to be honest, the rest of the menu, nothing really did jump out at me. So I was really happy with the choices that we did have. And as for the kids menu, they also had the same choice of a starter, a main and a dessert. And yeah, lots of choice for them as well.
Yeah, well, it was really good. So just to mention that if you have to pay full price if you want the rest of the menu. So they chose the chicken wings and they were pleased with that, weren't they?
Yeah, they absolutely loved the chicken wings, so much so that we had to get them an extra order with their mains.
We did have to pay for the extra order chicken wings.
Yeah, we did have to.
Which was about €9. But a big thumbs up for the chicken wings. They were very tasty. And I think you sampled some there, Rachel, didn't you?
I might have had a little nibble.
Oh, just check out that view. It was a beautiful evening, wasn't it? So on to the starters for us. And I went with the braised pork bayo buns. They were fresh. The buns were lovely. The pork was gorgeous. It was, beautiful. A 10 out of 10 starter there. It was really, really nice. Really fresh. Absolutely loved that.
And I had total food envy looking at Tom's pork bayo buns. However, I did have steamed clams, which were in a Thai curry sauce, and they were absolutely delicious. Really saucy, really tasty. Yeah.
And we accompanied them with some cocktails, and I think we're going to go live now because there is some terrible jokes on the way and our review of the cocktails.
So Tom's going to do a review of his
So I've gone for this
spiced Mai Tai.
This is my new favourite tie. I used to have a purple tie, and that was my favourite tie. But this is my new favourite tie.
The jokes just keep on coming.
That is good. Lovely spice rum. I think it's got, I'm not really sure what else it's got in it, but it's good.
It's got ginger in it.
Ginger. No, it's lovely. Very nice.
So yeah.
It's going down so well that I think actually...
I'm going to try this one now. So I haven't actually tried this yet. Rosé lychee sangria. Very nice. Doesn't really taste like alcohol.
Would you have it again?
Tastes really like lychee. So on to our mains. The kids had some vegetarian noodles, which were with tofu, and they also had some egg fried rice. They weren't overly keen on the noodles, but I think that's just because they were a little bit thicker than they were used to, and I tasted them myself and they were pretty tasty. So hence the reason that they also had a side order of chicken wings. As you can see, for a 7 and a 9-year-old, our children are very good eaters and they normally will try anything. So yeah, the kids menu, as I say, it did have a pretty good choice. Tom went for the lamb chops, which looked absolutely delicious. And were really tasty. And I went for the filet mignon with little potato croquets and fine green beans with a cashew crumb, if I remember rightly. So they were really, really tasty. So Tom had his lamb cooked medium and I went for medium rare. I have to say, actually the best main meal that I had on board MSC Seaview.
Yeah, I concur with that. It was cooked perfectly. I asked for a medium and yeah, it was absolutely lovely. Quick note on the service. Our server was great. It was actually her first night on board and she was lovely. She chatted to us. She was still getting used to the menu and the service, but Rachel, she was great. She was a lovely lady. She was a credit, wasn't she, to the restaurant?
She was, and it was really, really lovely because she came and she said to us it was so nice to see our family all sitting together and talking. Yeah, so it was really nice. And another little side point, you can't actually see it here, but I did have a really nice glass of Malbec, and you can't get Malbec anywhere on the ship apart from in the restaurants. As you can see, it's there. And I did have 2 glasses of that, which was very, very nice. On to the desserts, I had the upside down pineapple cake. Ernest went for some strawberry ice cream with a biscuit crumb. Alice, I believe, I ordered a plate of fruit, which she wasn't impressed with. And Tom went for the molten chocolate souffle, which was to die for.
Yep, all the puddings were absolutely lovely. Alice did actually, I think, sample the upside down pineapple cake and she was quite fascinated by it. But all in all, yeah, a great experience. I loved it. A 9 out of 10 for me for the Asian market.
And a 9.5 out of 10 from me.
Butcher's cut now. As we make our way through the bar to the entrance of the Speciality restaurants, if you like cruising, we have plenty more content on the way. We have cruises with MSC. We have the rest of our Seaview vlogs and a ship tour and cruises with P&O and Royal Caribbean coming up in the next year. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you enjoy our channel, subscribe. Plenty more on the way. It's completely free and we thank you for doing so. But now it's Butcher's Cut. What do you think of the restaurant?
So, as you can see, we had some spectacular views again in this restaurant. And we actually sat down quite early for this one. I believe it was about 7 o'clock, just before we were about to do a sail away. So the kids did keep asking why the restaurant was so quiet, but by the time we left, actually, it was packed. And as you can see, there was lots of long tables. So if there's a big group of you going in there, then they can cater for that. There was also lots of booths around the other side. So onto the menu. Again, as I said earlier, we went with the dining experience. So we had a choice of an appetizer, a main and a dessert, and anything that you wanted off the rest of the menu you could have with a 50% off of each of those items. And any sides that you wanted to add, you can also add to your choice of whatever you're going to have.
You get one side included, but I asked for an extra one, which you'll see, so you have to pay for that.
And then the kids menu, they loved this menu. I think this was actually their favourite meal. A little thing just about the drinks, we will come to that, but there wasn't that much choice. If you like a lager or you like a rum cocktail, there weren't any of those. It was all vodka, gin, bourbon.
Yes, it was kind of a pairings for the restaurant, but it would have been nice to have a bit more variety. But you'll see my disgust in that a little bit later. Nice breads, nice warm breads, and it was on to the kids' meals.
So Alice had chicken tenders, which she loved, and Ernest had some mini burgers, which they did demolish. And back to that bread, it was artisan bread and it was delicious. Tom had the smoked tomato soup.
It was average. It wasn't bad. It didn't really wow me, but it was sort of just a good soup, really. It says it was smoked, but I don't really think it was smoked. But yeah, an average tomato soup.
And I had the house chopped salad. Again, it was okay. It was nice and fresh. Not sure that I would pick that again. And Tom's soup also came with some extra carbs, just in case we didn't have enough of a little cheese toast.
Tom's actually managed to eat some tomato soup without getting any down his top.
I know. I'm all white for white.
Actually,
Yeah.
I've got ketchup down my finger.
Impressed.
And
And we were quite restricted, weren't we, in the drinks for some strange reason. I couldn't have Budweiser. I don't really like IPAs, and there wasn't any lagers. So we've gone for, what's this?
Don't know. Everything.
So I've gone for this. And what was in it, Rach?
I don't know.
is that orange peel?
Vodka and something.
Vodka. I'm not really a fan of it. There was no rum thing, so
Is that,
let's
is
give it a
that
taste.
orange?
We'll pop the which one it was on the screen. Absolutely not. Oh my god. I hate any cocktails that are not got rum in. That's horrible. That is, oh my god. Do you want to taste it? Rachel's going to taste it now.
It smells nice.
You like it?
I do like it.
You can have the rest.
Oh, it's very strong though.
And then on to mains. So Tom had the New York steak.
Yeah, it was cooked exactly how I asked. It was a nice steak, really nice steak. Yeah, I'd give it a good 8 out of 10.
And he went with a side of creamed spinach and mac and cheese. I went for filet mignon again. I wasn't as impressed in the butcher's cut. It wasn't cooked exactly how I would like it. Be bothered to send it back. And I went with a side of asparagus and fries. And we also had 4 sauces to share. So we had a béarnaise, a forest mushroom, a peppercorn and a chimichurri, which were really, really tasty. And they came out included with whatever steak you had. So everybody had them.
All looks a bit carb crazy, but I did enjoy my sides.
And the kids had a peanut butter and chocolate milkshake for their dessert, which they absolutely loved. We had a tea and a coffee when we had our desserts.
Yes, I was annoyed earlier on with the drinks, but she did get me a tea. Now, on to this dessert. This dessert was amazing. The rest of the thing was good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as Asian Market, but this cheesecake was the best dessert I had all cruise. That cheesecake was lovely. Oh, I could have that now. I could have that now.
And I went with the lava cake. Again, really, really tasty. I really enjoyed that.
So that was our experience at Butcher's Cut. What did you think of Butcher's Cut? The service was very good, wasn't it?
Yeah, the service was brilliant. The waitress couldn't do enough for us. She was really, really helpful. She memorised both the kids' names, and as soon as they'd finished a drink, she brought them another one back.
Yeah, very, very, very good. Yeah, I don't think it was as good as Asian. I'll give it an 8. I think.
I think so. I think service in Butcher's Cut was better.
She was more experienced.
She was more experienced, and I think there was just, you could see more. I think from where we were sitting in Butcher's Cut, we could see the chefs and everything making all of the food, and there was more ambience, wasn't there? There was a lot more people when we were in there than the Asian fusion. However, food wise, yeah, the Asian restaurant, hands down. Best
Yeah,
one,
yeah, and I think it was definitely worth. I think it is definitely worth. You know, like, you don't have to, and you'll have good food otherwise. But I think it's the 2 restaurants deal is very good, because although obviously you get more choice if you get the restaurants individually, they're the same price as having 2 if you do the set menu. Do you agree? And I think actually definitely worth the money.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can still get anything off of the main menu if you want to, and you've got the dining experience, and you get 50% off. So actually, yeah,
no, excellent. So that was, I think, we've got 3 more MSC cruises, so we're going to try different speciality restaurants. If you would like to pop a comment down below, tell us your experiences of Butcher's Cut or any of the speciality restaurants. If you have any questions as well, I'm sure we can answer them on the speciality restaurants they do have. So pop your comments down below. As we said before, if you give it a like, and if you're not subscribed, why not? Crazy people. To our channel, because we have plenty of content on the way. The next video on our channel, we head to Messina on Seaview, and we also enjoy White Night. That was fun. And yeah, and I think I'd had a few too many drinks.
few too many drinks.
Who would believe that, eh? But yeah, so that will be our next video, and don't forget we've got a ship review on the way as well of MSC Seaview, and you are off to Virtuosa very shortly.
I am. 28 days.
Exciting times.
Yeah.
So catch that on the channel. But for now, have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you soon on
Cruising with the 4Bs.
Later.
Bye.